Call It Courage by Armstrong Sperry. And this is chapter 4, part 6. Let's get started. In that second, a whiplash shot out from a cavern at his back, a lash like a length of rubber hose. The boy caught the flash of vacuum cups that lined its undersurface. Panic stabbed him. The octopus, another lash whipped forth and encircled his waist. It drew taut. Then the octopus came forth from its den to face and kill its prey. Mafatu saw a purplish globe of body, eyes baleful and fixed as fate, a parrot mouth, cruel and beaked, that worked and wabbled. Another whiplash encircled the boy's leg. The knife, desperately Mafatu stabbed for one of the eyes. Then darkness clouded in the water as the octopus siphoned out his venom. There in submarine gloom, a boy fought for his life with the most dreaded monster of the deep. He could feel the sucking pressure of those terrible tentacles. His wind was almost gone. Blindly, Mafatu stabbed again, this time for the other eye. The blow, so wildly driven, went true. The terrible grip relaxed, slacked. The tentacles grew limp. Then Mafatu was springing upward, drawn up toward light and air and life. When he reached the canoe, he had hardly enough strength to cling to the gunwale, but cling he did, his breath coming in tearing gasps. Yuri behind him dashed from one end of the canoe to the other, crying piteously. Slowly, strength returned to the boy's limbs, warmth to his chilled soul. He dragged himself into the canoe and collapsed on the floor. He lay there as in a trance for what seemed an eternity. The sun had set, dust was rising from the surface of the sea. Mafatu struggled upward and peered cautiously over the side of the canoe. The inky water had cleared. Down there, 40 feet below, the octopus laid like a broken shadow. The white cups of its tentacles gleamed dully in the watery gloom. With shark line and hook, the boy fished up the fakie's body. As he dragged it into the canoe, one of the tentacles brushed his ankle. It touched was clammy and of a deathly chill. Mafatu shuddered and shrank away. He had eaten squid and small octopi ever since he was born, but he knew that he could not have touched a mouthful of this monster. He raised his spear and plunged it again and again into the body of his foe, shouting loud, a savage paean of triumph. 1,000 years of warrior heritage sounded in his cry. Once more, Mafatu had protected him. What to do with the fakie? The boy decided that he would cut off the tentacles. They would dry and shrink, and they would be still of prodigious size. And the people of Hukuru would say, "See, Mafatu killed the fakie, single-handed. Ae, de, ae." Dust almost in an instant deepened into night as Mafatu turned the nose of his canoe toward shore. The first stars were appearing bright and close and friendly. There was the Southern Cross pointing toward the end of the world. The lagoon was a black mirror dusted with star shine. Far, far below the dark waters, illuminated fishes moved and had their being. Meteors, galaxies, constellations under the sea. The boy saw a line of light, narrow as a blade, as the rare pala flashed away in its everlasting quest. A sand shark, phosphorescent ghost, darted after the pala, seized it in the swirl of luminous mist. The mist faded slowly. It was blood. Mysterious life forces were completed their cycle in those dark depths, even as on the earth and in the air above. This sea no more to be feared than earth or air, only another element for man to conquer. And he, Mafatu, had killed the fakie, Aete Ae, as he dipped his paddle with a swinging rhythm. The rhythm of his thoughts swung in unison. Tomorrow I shall start home. Tomorrow, tomorrow, AA. The very thought of it set him a quiver. Tomorrow, tomorrow. He had been here so long. He dragged the canoe up on the beach, placed the logs under the curving stem so that he might launch it easily on the morrow. He would never need to climb the high plateau to look out again. Let the eaters of men come. As Mafatu waited for his supper to cook, he set about preparing for his homeward journey. He would start at daybreak with the ebbing tide. He would be ready. He filled bamboo containers with fresh water, sealed them with leaves that were gummed into place, watertight and secure. Then he stored them carefully in the canoe. He prepared a poi of bananas and sealed them likewise into containers. There it would ferment and sour and become delicious to the taste. Then he picked a score of more of green drinking nuts and flung them into the canoe. And as he trotted back and forth across the beach and his supper steamed on the fire, one thought alone, like an insistent drum beat echoed in the boy's heart. Tomorrow I shall start home. Tomorrow, tomorrow. Never again need he hang his head before his people. He had fought the sea for life and won. He had sustained himself by his own wits and skill. He had faced loneliness and danger and death. If not without flinching, at least with courage. He had been sometimes deeply afraid, but he had faced fear and faced it down. Surely that could be called courage. When he lay down to sleep that night, there was a profound thankfulness in his heart. Tavana knew, he whispered, my father, I want you to be proud of me. He fell into a deep, dreamless sleep. Before dawn, he was awakened by a sound of measured booming like the beating of a supernatural drum. Thump, 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 thump. It rose above the thunder of the reef, solemn and majestic, filling the night with thunder. Instantly awake, listening with every sense, Mafatu sat upright on the mats. Far out on the reef, the seas burst and the shot upward like sheeted ghosts in the moonlight. There it came again, thump, 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 steady as a pulse beating in the heart of darkness. And then Mafatu knew the eaters of men had come. And we will see